still watching another circulation a little bit further to the north right now too. And let's see, as we look at the terminal Doppler radar, and I'm looking just to the east of Catoosa right now, would be in the northern part of the screen right here. Let me reset that view. There is no tornado warning in effect right now, but let me show you what I'm looking at as we look at high resolution Doppler radar. As we look right in here, so we've got some outbounds in the red, back toward the radar in the brighter green. This has been a fairly persistent rotation as well. This is right along the Will Rogers Turnpike between Verdigris and Catoosa right now. So this is going to be one that we're going to be watching very closely because, again, this is the way that Bixby circulation started. Not too strong, but you also notice a little bit of a little curlicue right off the leading edge here. We go back further south right now, look into our storm again just now to the east of Oneida. And for our camera, you may want to swing that camera back around to the east a little bit more. Looks like our outbound rotation actually increasing in intensity. The rotation is now crossed over the north side of the Muskogee Turnpike, now east of Highland Park Elementary School. And as this continues moving toward the northeast, it's moving in the general direction of Neodesha right now. Again, we're in the rain right now with our camera view. And we look to the east on the left side of your screen. And if we were to have a tornado down, it would be kind of right in here. Boy, you see a lot of wind and a lot of driving rain with this, but I'm not seeing any clear evidence that we have anything, any kind of tornado with that on the left side of your screen. We're looking straight east right into this circulation. Our camera actually located right about here, so we're kind of looking straight into this circulation. So again, a little bit of green, some red right in here. That is where we're seeing that potential tornado. No indication that we've got a tornado down with it right now. If we do, it is now right on the Muskogee Turnpike or just crossing the Muskogee Turnpike. We're getting a lot of wind right now as that transmitter camera really in the midst of getting a lot of just right on the edge of that circulation that could be producing the tornado. That's what we're looking at here. We can do another track on this storm as it moves to the northeast at about, we'll say east-northeast at about 40 miles per hour right now toward Neodesha, and if it holds together, it'll be crossing Highway 69 north of Wagoner and moving over toward Rocky Point over the next few minutes. We look at velocity, and again, we'll drop that track, and we're looking, again, in parts of Rogers County here on the velocities between Claremore and Catoosa, and this doesn't look as strong, but it's still persistent right in to the northeast of the Catoosa area, so that would put it right in here. So this is now east of I-44, the Will Rogers Turnpike, well to the southeast of Verdigris, and as this continues, kind of angling back to the east-northeast instead of the northeast, that continues. What's that? Okay, so new tornado warning coming, meteorologist Laura Mock on top of that. So while that circulation looks a tiny bit weaker, just out of an abundance of caution, and this is, remember, exactly the way that Bixby circulation started too. We'll paint that circulation on right here. It is located right in this area. I want to do an updated tornado track on this as it continues. It looks like, again, moving a little bit more to the east-northeast than straight up to the northeast, and over the next few minutes, this looks like it will take it to the south, in fact, just to the south of Claremore right now, even though Claremore is in that tornado warning polygon. So we'll draw that on. And again, we're looking at most likely heading over toward Kiowa, the Harmony Star area just after noon. So two ongoing tornado warnings. We're looking at our camera on the left side of your screen, which is located in far eastern Broken Arrow, which was very close to where that tornadic circulation went by. No evidence that it produced a tornado anywhere in southern Broken Arrow or Bixby. We did not see any lofted debris from that as it moved toward the east and across Bixby and Broken Arrow, and we're very thankful for that as we look basically with the high-resolution Doppler radar now, and I'm going to show you what that looks like because continuing to see a sustained and fairly organized rotation here now northeast of Oneida. So the danger area from this one has shifted well into parts of Wagoner County right now, and that is certainly some good news. As we look at the reflectivity with this storm, we're still seeing kind of that just little nub there sticking out. So that's our rotation spot. And as it moves to the northeast, it looks like crossing the Verdigris River very close to Bluegill Point. Here's Neodesha. You need to be in your tornado safe place anywhere in northern Wagoner County and extreme southern Rogers County from this circulation. So from 412 south all the way down to, we'll say, about 81st Street. That's going to be the danger area. It has already moved past the tall towers in Oneida as it moves to the east-northeast, but in the general direction of Bluegill Point. Want to take a look at that other circulation that's just now to the east of Verdigris right now. That is continuing to move toward the east-northeast. Will stay to the south of Claremore, but very close to Tiowa and McFarland. And if it holds together, could be over close to the Claremore Airport, too, as it slides to the east-northeast. Again, we have not seen strong evidence that we've had any kind of lofted tornado debris. Meteorologist Michael Sager has been watching this as well. And as we've said all along, Michael, it wouldn't take much time. If one of these started to spin up, it would spin up pretty quickly. Yeah, and that's what we've been concerned about as we've gone throughout the morning and soon to be going into the afternoon, is that this line, we may get a few quick spin-ups, and that's exactly what we are seeing with this line. Now, as James was pointing out, we've got the 2 tornado warnings ongoing. We've got this circulation here to the north of Coweta, and then the other one to the north of that. But we'll zoom in a little bit closer here, do some storm tracks for you to let you know the timing of some of these. They're moving anywhere about 35 to about 40 miles per hour. So they're moving. They aren't certainly taking their time, but we'll zoom in a little bit tighter here. Let's take into this circulation now that is to the north of Coweta. It's not very strong, but it's there. You can see it right there. It is, and it's going to continue to track off to the north and to the east. So let me center this up a little bit. We'll do a quick storm track on this as it does move off to the north and to the east. And thinking that this would get very close to Inola, looks like it might stay just south of Inola, but we'll do a quick storm track here and take this off to the north and to the east at about 35 to 40 miles per hour. So there's our circulation right here, and again, track that off to the north and to the east. It's going to get very close here to Inola. And let me try that one more time. The position there was a little off on that track. So let's track that again here to the north and to the east. That's much better. And again, looking at the timing here, nothing really popped up on the map, so we'll go ahead and remove that. But again, those of you here, southern portions here of Rogers County here, south of Inola, that's where this circulation is going to track. It's getting now very close here to 71st here, and as it moves off to the north and to the east. So let's pan a little bit farther here to the north. We'll take you up to that other circulation that has just worked its way now just to the east here of the Will Rogers Turnpike. And again, looking at this, boy, it looks like it is weakening quite a bit here, but it is still somewhat there, but not nearly as tight as it was earlier. But thankfully, it looks like this circulation is going to stay to the south here of Claremore as it moves off to the north and to the east. But right now, that circulation not looking quite as good as it did earlier. Now, this line extends farther to the south. I'm going to bring up some reflectivity here, and we'll pan a little bit farther to the south. Let me zoom out because there are some strong storms that I do want to talk about here to the south as well. And of course, that we'll have to watch any of those strong storms with the possibility that we could maybe get a spin up a little bit farther to the south. And watching this line here, so here's Muskogee, where we've got some rain, some thunderstorms moving through. And then here's the main line coming in here very near Haskell. We'll pop up the velocity data here to see what we've got. And we'll look a little bit closer here. Not too impressive, but maybe here a hint of what might be trying get a little bit of a weak circulation here, possibly to the southeast of Haskell. Maybe just a little bit of a notch here, but nothing too impressive right now. But something we'll just continue to watch here as everything continues to move off to the east and north and east. So we've got numerous severe thunderstorm warnings. Let's zoom out all the way here so we can get a kind of a full view of what we've got ongoing. And notice those severe thunderstorm warnings. A large severe thunderstorm warning here. This is for Muskogee. So those in Muskogee, as this line comes in, we're going to be looking at that possibility of winds gusting up over 60 miles per hour. And the same can be said here as that line now moves here into parts of Pittsburgh County. So don't want to forget about those of you here. We don't have tornado warnings here, thankfully, but we do have severe thunderstorm warnings in effect as this line comes in. And we'll put up the reflectivity so you can get an idea of where the leading edge of those lines are. And there you can see, there's the line right here
getting ready to move here now western portions of Pittsburgh County, McIntosh County, and into Muskogee County. We'll zoom in a little bit tighter on these because I don't want to forget about you here. Even though we don't have tornado warnings, I want to make sure that you know what's happening here as it's getting a little bit more loud as you head here from Muskogee back down to near Oktahoma, Shakota, and then farther to the south and to the east. Again, the leading edge of this line. We'll watch that we could get any circulations to spin up, but right now, so far, main concern, straight line winds, maybe some small hail, some heavy rain, but certainly storms that are going to pack a bit of a punch here as these move on in here to parts of Pittsburgh County, McIntosh County, and into Muskogee County. We'll pan back to the north. We'll take you up over those tornado warnings where we do have Tulsa, thankfully. So we're thankfully now to the east of Tulsa with these tornado warnings. So Tulsa now on the back edge of the storms, the severe threat really diminishing now in Tulsa. But those of you here from Claremore back down to Inola and Coweta still in that severe weather threat. Let's switch this over to velocity, and I want to zoom in a little bit tighter so we can get a look and see where these circulations are, see if we've seen any weakening, or see if they're still holding together. So that one here was going to be just to the south of Inola, and it is still persistent, still holding on here. If you see this, there it is right there. It's not very tight as we saw when it first came into around Bixby, but it has been persistent. So if we had a tornado with this, it would be right here, and that's going to track here to the south of Inola and continue to move off to the north and to the east. And we'll watch this because if it remains persistent, eventually here, it could work its way here into areas of Mayes County as it tracks off to the north and to the east. So we'll have to watch this for those of you here along Highway 412 near Shakota, possibly the Locust Grove area, as this continues to track off to the north and to the east. We'll see if it remains persistent, but that's what we'll be watching down the road. It does look like, as of right now, here's Inola. Circulation is going to stay just south of Inola. And we'll pan a little bit farther here to the north and to the west. Here's what's kind of what's left of that circulation. But we're really struggling here, it looks like, James, to the south of Claremore as this continues to move off to the north and to the east as well. So those of you here, again, as if that would hold together, that would eventually work here into areas of Mayes County. Looks like here to the south, possibly of near Will Rogers Downs, and then into Mayes County, eventually here to the north and to the west here of Pryor. So watching here these areas of circulation, this is exactly what we were concerned about when we were first on the air this morning. These weren't going to be these supercell type rotating storms and type tornadoes. These are going to be these brief spin-ups within a line of storms, and these can be very difficult and very tricky. But that's certainly what we've seen so far. Still seeing some of that rotation here south of Inola, but certainly weakening quite a bit. We'll do a quick storm track on that to the north and to the east. We'll take that all the way up here. The tornado warning does not extend here into Mayes County, but we'll go ahead and track that circulation all the way up here to near Shoto. Again, not getting any of the towns to pop up here. But if you live here south of Inola, to the south and to the east here of Shoto, just be prepared. That circulation's still there. You will want to take your tornado precautions here as that circulation continues to move here off to the north and to the east. And of course, it looks like that might be the new tornado warning just came out now for parts of Mayes County. What we were just tracking, it looks like. So it looks like a new tornado warning for this circulation here that continues to track off to the north and to the east. James, you've had a chance to look at a few things. What's the latest that you have?
Well, that's it. The latest is that tornado warning extension now back into parts of southern Rogers, southern Mayes County too, extreme southeastern Rogers County, southern Mayes County, and northern parts of Wagner County. That's in effect until 12:30 with that circulation. As we look on the left side of your screen, we're looking at some street flooding in Broken Arrow right now. The good news is that circulation, the northern circulation, the one passing just to the south of Claremore, that one looks quite a bit weaker right now, as you said, but we continue to watch the circulation that's developed south of Inola right now. That's been the persistent one, and it has moved all the way from west of Bixby into parts of Wagner County. We can look at it with velocities right now, and we still have that very strong circulation. So here's Bluegill Point. This is the county line between Rogers and Wagner County. This is well now east of Broken Arrow. So all clear in Broken Arrow, Bixby, Tulsa, anywhere in Tulsa County, you're clear from any type of tornado risk. We're looking very closely in here, and I don't see any sign that we've got lofted debris from this storm. Now, it's cutting right out of the original tornado warning, just about to move into the new tornado warning. And at the current path, this is going to be most likely passing just south of Claremore. So anywhere from Inola to the south of Bluegill Point. This is well to the north of the Muskogee Turnpike, but it is getting up close to the Wagner County line. And right in here is that circulation. So we've got the greens back toward the radar, the reds back away from the radar right now, and that's where we would see a tornado develop. If we were going to have a tornado down with this thunderstorm, that's where it would be developing. So we take a look back at reflectivity. We'll take you back into regular radar mode right now, and that circulation looks like it would be to the south of Inola, getting in here just a little bit. I'm going to zoom back out just a bit so we can fit that entire storm track on the storm. So if the dangerous part of the thunderstorm kind of crossing the Verdigris River right now, just to the south of Inola. We can do a track on that storm as it continues to move to the northeast at about 40 miles per hour. Maybe to the east-northeast would be a better track. Toward Bluegill Point, just in the next few minutes, crossing the Verdigris toward Choteau, Maisie Landing, Murphy, and if it holds together all the way over towards Sportsman Acres on the lake. As we take a look again at velocity, we're looking right into the area just to the south of Inola right now in parts of northern Wagner County and southern Rogers County. So that's the spot passing just to the south of the city of Inola. We can look at dual pole radar. Again, I'm not seeing any evidence that we've got a tornado down with this system. We've had reports, of course, of some wall clouds with it, but right now at this point it looks like that's still just a circulation on Fox23 Doppler radar. No evidence that we've got a tornado down with it yet, with this storm passing between Bluegill Point, Neodesha, and Inola. So here is Inola. This is Highway 69, Wagner, just right here about where that Fox 23 bug is. So that circulation located right here south of Inola, but it is very close to the city of Inola. We can give the all clear now in Wagner County. This circulation has moved north of the county line. So all clear in Wagner County. As we continue to watch that move to the east-northeast, it will stay just to the south of Inola. But heads up, Choteau, Maisie Landing. If we're going to see a tornado produced from this storm, it's going to be right here. So we're still a few miles south of 412. This is 412 between Choteau, Highway 69 interchange right here. Here is Inola, Highway 88. And that's where we're seeing the rotation right now. And as this continues to move to the northeast, that's going to be the spot, if we get a tornado produced from this storm, that it will form. As we look further to the north, we still have that tornado warning in effect for Rogers County. That circulation, when we examined it just a little bit earlier, did look a little weaker. We can take another look at that. And let me zoom right into that storm in parts of southern Rogers County. That circulation would be likely passing very close to Tiowa right now. So it would be right in this area crossing Highway 88. That one is not as strong of a circulation as what we are seeing in parts of Wagner County, but right in the Tiowa area right now and moving to the east-northeast. And that's going to be crossing over into parts of Mayes County too, but that warning stops at the county line. Mayes County not in the warning. So we're going to watch that one very closely. Again, as we zoom out, we'll get you caught up on the rest of the warnings and watches that are in effect. There is a tornado watch that is in effect until 5 o'clock for nearly all of eastern Oklahoma. And right now we can give that severe weather all clear from Highway 75 west, but we can also add on Wagner County from that tornado threat. It's cleared out of Wagner County right now, but we do have severe thunderstorm warnings, as Michael said just a few minutes ago, stacked up all the way down to McAllister right now and moving toward the east. The atmosphere is still very conducive to generate these spin-ups on the leading edge of these severe thunderstorms, and that's what we've been tracking nearly all morning. Any opportunity for these thunderstorms to get a little part of them that kind of would lean northwest to southeast, that taps into some of that upper level wind structure, and that's what allows that rotation to develop. So the first rotation moving just to the southeast of Inola right now. Let's examine that on Fox 23 high definition Doppler radar. Again, as we look right into extreme southern parts of Rogers County right now, we can kick velocity on, and we're kind of pointing at it just to the north of Bluegill Point right in here. So if we would see this storm continue, strengthen at all, we're not seeing any evidence really of any debris being lofted, but that's still a pretty strong circulation, and it's passing just to the south of Inola, and it's going to pass just to the northwest of Neodesha. So Maisie, Choteau, here's Pin Oaks Acres, there is Locust Grove, this is Highway 412, and we're looking right here at the Mays and Rogers County line. So if we're going to see a tornado down with this storm, it's going to be right here, due south of Inola right now. We're not seeing strong indications. We're seeing strong indications of a circulation that could spin up very quickly at a moment's notice. But to recap, the tornado warning's in effect for 9 more minutes for Rogers County from a weaker circulation now passing east of Highway 88, very close to Tiowa. Let me show you where that is, but only 9 more minutes left in that tornado-warned storm. That storm is located southeast of Claremore. Claremore, you are all clear from that circulation as it moves to the east of Tiowa, moving toward the Mays County line. It'll likely stay just to the south of Will Rogers Downs and the Claremore Airport, too. The second circulation continues a little stronger. That one has prompted that new tornado warning for southern parts of Mays County and extreme southeastern Rogers County. The circulation is very close to now the county line, and that's the only 2 active tornado warnings that we have. Now, we still have a lot of rain left to go across parts of eastern Oklahoma, too. As we watch this, I'm going to kick back over to the terminal Doppler radar real quick, because that circulation now passing to the southeast of Inola looks a lot more impressive southeast of Inola right now. So that's what we're looking at. As that gets close to the county line, that's a very well-organized circulation and could produce a tornado pretty much at any time. Laura, how far is that from the Mesonet site? Okay, so maybe we may see some indications on Oklahoma Mesonet site that we've got some issues with that as it moves very close to the Mesonet site southeast of Inola, so we can give Inola the all clear, but that is still a very strong circulation moving toward Choteau and toward Maisie. As we take again another look at reflectivity, I'm going to zoom right into that storm right along the county line between Mays and Rogers County right now. So if we look at velocities here, again, we're looking right in this area southwest of Choteau. If we were to see a tornado form from this storm, it would be right here, just about to move across the county line into parts of Mays County. Going to expand the view as that circulation continues strong, because this is going to be very close to Choteau and Maisie just in the next few minutes. It is sitting right on the county line. And as we move to the east-northeast at about 40 miles per hour, take your tornado precautions right now. Maisie Landing, Maisie, Choteau, Paradise View, all the way over toward Murphy, eventually towards Sportsman Acres and toward Locust Grove by about 12:18. So southeast of Inola, that is the danger area. In just a few minutes, we'll be able to clear southern Rogers County from this tornado warning. The good news is also a circulation that prompted a tornado warning in Rogers County closer to Claremore has weakened as it's moved east of Highway 88, but we still have some evidence there that we've got a weak circulation. But by far, the strongest circulation is now just moving across the county line and into parts of Mays County. So we're going to continue to watch that. Let's check in with meteorologist Michael Sager. Michael?
Yeah, just a quick overview here. We're now about to 6 minutes until noon, so we're still in the morning hours here just for a few more minutes. And, of course, already a busy day. We've had numerous severe thunderstorm warnings, and we still have those tornado warnings in effect. We'll do a quick pan here to the south. We'll get back up to those tornado warnings, but doing a pan back here to the south because we do have severe thunderstorms tracking here across southern portions of Green Country and even to the south here of I-40. You can see the yellow boxes here indicating that chance for winds gusting up to about 60 miles per hour. The overall hail threat is not too high with these. You might get some small hail, but it doesn't look like we're going to be dealing with any large hail out of these storms or anything like that. I think the main threat is going to be the heavy rainfall that we're going to get, the flooding potential, the potential for strong straight line winds, and the chance that we get a few of these spin-ups. But I do want to do some quick storm tracks on these here real quick, just to give you an idea what's happening here with the timing of some of these showers and thunderstorms as some of these will be moving through here. But we'll do, again, a quick track here of some of these. And again, we'll take the first here from a near and south here of I-40, track that off here to the east. So this is going to include those of you here near Eufaula, those of you here near Crowder. Timing-wise for these storms to move in, we're looking at right around Crowder at 12:01, so just past noon. We're looking at Eufaula here at about 12:07. So a lot of these are going to be coming in here within about the next 10 to 15 minutes. Longtown about 12:14, and eventually Dutchess Landing at about 12:19. Again, straight line winds, the main concern here. Certainly enough to maybe do a little bit of tree damage or anything like that. So you want to stay away from windows as this line of storms move through. And of course, we'll keep an eye on the possibility that we could get any embedded circulations within that line. We'll remove that track. Let's pan back to the north. I do want to get back up to those tornado warnings as well. First here, though, we're going to take a stop here with these storms that move here into near Muskogee. We'll do a quick track on these as well. Track these off to the east. Again, that line certainly picking up a little bit more steam from what we had earlier this morning. Seeing a little bit more of a forward push here with this line of storms. So Muskogee coming in here very shortly. Winds are going to pick up as this line of storms moves in. Fort Gibson about 12:07 and eventually to around Braggs about 12:15. So straight line winds the main concern here. We'll continue to keep an eye on the chance that we could get perhaps an embedded circulation as well. Chief Meteorologist James Alott, he is tracking those tornado warnings to the north of where we are here. What's the latest, James?
Well, again, we're watching for circulations up and down this line, and now a new tornado warning will be issued soon for Pittsburg County. Not showing up here, but we've got rotation increasing. Let's go further to the north because our rotations in parts of now southern Mayes County and eastern parts of Rogers County continue to be strong. New tornado warning now issued for parts of Wagoner County as well. Let's take a look at these. First of all, we'll take a look one by one and do tracks on these. So one circulation that's very close to the Claremore Airport right now, and you can see the brightness of the green has increased quite a bit here. So the circulation is very close to Claremore Airport. As this moves to the northeast, it's going to be moving very close to the county line and Northeast Tech. As we take a little closer look at that right now, I'm going to bring over the other radar picture, and we're going to look right up into that storm because it's still very close to the Harmony Star area right now. Right in this zone, that's where we're seeing at least the threat as that rotation has increased just a bit, that we could be seeing a tornado starting to form here. No indication that we've got lofted debris, but this is very close to the Claremore Airport, just south of Highway 20. At its current path, it's going to be moving over very close to Northeast Tech. Now, we'll take a look at that with Doppler radar, and I'm going to do a track on that storm as it moves out of northeastern Rogers County and toward parts of Mayes County right now. So that circulation would be located east of Claremore. Claremore, you're all clear from this one, but kind of right in this area here. And as that moves to the east-northeast at about 40 miles per hour, expect that tornado warning to be extended in parts of central Mayes County. So that's going to be moving over very close to Pryor and Salina between 12:11 in Pryor and 12:25 in Salina. Let's go back to the high-resolution Doppler radar. I'm going to take this back south just a bit right now, too, because we're going to be moving into two more tornado-warned storms. One located across parts of that we've been watching now south of Inola. That circulation is right here. It is now southwest of Choteau and just to the northwest of Maisie, and it is approaching the city of Choteau right now. So if you haven't taken cover in Choteau, you need to do that right now. That means lowest level, center part, smallest room. If you're in a mobile home or car, you need to get out of that very quickly, because as we watch that storm, it's getting much, much closer to the community of Choteau right now. So again, we will show you. The good news is here, that's right on Highway 412, and we don't have any visual reports that we have funnel or tornado with this one right here. But that is a very strong circulation that has developed, continues just along 412 and just a few miles to the west of Highway 69. So this is in Mayes County, and that is the circulation. It is approaching Choteau right now. Let's go further to the south. In fact, we're actually seeing another circulation, this one weaker, that's forming southwest of Pryor. That one's still quite a bit weaker. We're also looking near Highway 69 between Wagoner and Muskogee Turnpike right here. This is the Muskogee Turnpike and Highway 69. That's mile marker 26. Here's the circulation that has just crossed Highway 69. You can certainly see that when we look at reflectivity. We've got that kind of nub there on the leading edge of this, and that's where we're seeing another increase in velocity. I want to do a track on that storm, too, as it continues to move to the northeast. That's going to be very close to Taylor